Hello everybody and welcome to Fantastic Fun Folds. It's Monday night and it's time to learn another fantastic fun fold. My name is Tatiana. I'm from Tatiana Creative Stamping Adventure and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Australia. I am a paper craft lover and have fallen in love with the art of card making. It's such a wonderful hobby and it's fantastic. What I really love about it is sending my stuff. Sending my cards to friends, family, even random people I've never met, just to brighten their days. And that's what's fantastic about card making, is that you don't need to put a lot of time into a single card, but you can really brighten someone's day. Hello, I've got people jumping in already. Hello. So tonight we are going to create another bridge card, but we're going to do it in the portrait orientation. I thought it would be good to show that one just for the measurements basically. So it's very similar to last week, but hopefully it will go quicker. And I've got some goodies from last year's holiday catalogue, which are returning to this year's, what's it called? August to December mini catalogue, which starts here in Australia tomorrow. So let's head to the craft desk and get started. We have, as I already mentioned, some returning favorites, which feels like Frost DSP. This is one of the designs that comes in the DSP, and I thought we could use this particular panel here in our card just to make it a little bit different. And paper that coordinates with this is Seaside Spray, so that was really easy to decide to use. And we're going to do the cutting first, as always. So for this one we need 13.5 centimeters by 14.8. So it's basically half. So I'm cutting the A4 page in half. And if you're in America or Canada, well, in North America, you'll be cutting your letter in half to 5.5. And then I'm trimming this piece down to 13.5 centimeters. And in leather, that'll be a trim down to 5.25. And then we need to do some scoring, and I'm scoring this at 1.5 centimeters and then at 3 centimeters from both ends. So 1.5, and if you're using letter paper, you'll be scoring at 1/2 inch and then at 1 inch. There we go. Thank you everybody who's jumping on. Oh, hello Debbie. And there's also hello Margaret and Jackie and Elizabeth and Joan and Tanya and Kathy and Regina. So that forms the basis of our card. The next bit we need is the bridge, which is 10.5 centimeters wide. And in letter, that's 4.25 inches. And I'm cutting mine at 4 centimeters. You can make this as tall or as narrow as you like, but doesn't really matter as long as you have that piece. And for inches, I'm suggesting 1.5 inches, so it would be 4.25 by 1.5 inches. And that is the basic what you need for your what's it called, a bridge card. And for mine, like I said, I'm going to use that DSP, so this is going to be the insert to go right here in this bit between the scored lines, and I need that to be 7 centimeters. Actually, I might cut it this way so that we get more of that pretty paper, by 14.3. 14.3. And if you're using inches, that would be 3.25 inch by 6 inches. And see, that sits very nicely. If I bring that up to the camera, you'll be able to see it sits nicely between the score lines there. And that kind of creates a little bit of a background for us. Now this next piece is optional, but I like it to do it because it gives us some space to write a message. So we need a piece that is that right? 15.8. I'm going to need another piece of cardstock. It's not going to fit on the scraps. That's okay. So I'm going to cut this one. Even need to swing out my arm here. At 15, it's 15 and a half. That's half. That's 6, 7, 8. So 15.8 centimeters high, which in inches is 6 inches, and 7.5 centimeters wide. And for the inches, that's 3 1/4 inch, and then you're going to score from the top 1 centimeter, or if you're using inches, you're going to score that at 1/2 inch. And you'll see in a moment how we attach that. Just putting bits to the side, and I need a piece of Whisper White to add as a card insert. So again, this piece and this next piece of Whisper White is completely optional. And the Whisper White is cut at the same size as this one, so 14.3 by 7 centimeters, which is the 5 1/4 inch by 3 inches. And now I can put my handy paper trimmer to the side, and we can do some folding. So I'm going to take the second score line, the 3 centimeter one, and burnish that first, and then fold back the 1 1/2 centimeter one and burnish that. So we've got this zigzag fold here, and repeat on the other side. How is everybody? I hope everyone is well. I'm excited that tomorrow is annual catalogue. Oh, not annual. Why do I keep calling it annual catalogue? Oh my goodness. Tomorrow is not annual catalogue. Tomorrow is, what do we call it? I can't even, it's mini catalogue launch day. There's the word. I finally got it. So the bridge is going to sit there, and then you can see the card is forming there. Now for this optional bit, burnish that down, and that is going to sit behind this panel here, and it allows us to have that spot for a message. So let's adhere this down. I'm using Terran tape because it's a nice strong hold. Pull that back, and it's not Balmy Blue, it's Seaside Spray, which is one of last year's in color. It's a beautiful blue. It's I'd almost describe it as a dusty blue, I guess you could say. So that gives us a spot to write, and this is where we will stick our insert in. I think I cut this a smidgen too big. You can see that. It's about 1 millimeter too big. And I just trim that down. Thank you, Debbie. Because that was right on the point where I couldn't quite see the measurements properly. There. Smidgen fixed. And now we can add that in. So this paper is absolutely stunning. I really love this photographic printed side, and that's pretty much the side I only use, but the other side is amazing. Well, not amazing, it's beautiful too, because it's got Whisper White and silver embossing. So just adding my glue. Adding this panel right here. And you can turn this card into pretty much anything you'd like. Today, so last time, if you watched last week, I had my bridge part sitting right at the bottom there. But today I just thought I'd do a variation with it sitting up a little bit. Sorry, I went slightly off camera then. Just for something different, really. No reason apart from that. But before we do that, we're going to do some stamping, because what is this without a bit of stamping? And I thought it would be fun to combine the Dandelion Wishes stamp set with this, because I know these aren't dandelions. I'm well aware of that, but I thought they matched quite well. So we're going to stamp some on here, and I thought it'd be fun to stamp them along these panels as well. So what do I need? I need a bit of grid paper. This is well-loved grid paper, that doesn't matter. And I'm going to take a beautiful trio over here and stamp them. So I'm using not Balmy Blue, I'm using Seaside Spray ink on Seaside Spray cardstock. Tap, tap, tap. Beautiful. Love that. I love tone on tone stamping. It's quite fun. And I want to do, oh, before I forget, I'm going to stamp that same stamp on our card insert there. And I'm well prepared today. I've got the envelope all ready. Actually, let's stamp the back of the envelope with that full same image. Oh, I feel so clever that I've remembered to have the envelope ready and stamp the card insert, all while I had that stamp out. Just give that a clean. And I'm going to use these little flyaway. What are they called? I don't know. What's that bit of the dandelion called? Does it even have a name? So we're going to stamp them on those bits there. Need a second piece of green paper. There's no way I could do this with one. So I'm using this one to cover up there. I could have stamped beforehand if I had the foresight or the forethought. And again, I'm using the Seaside Spray ink. I'm going to stamp these one towards the bottom. Remember, I'm putting my bridge higher up this time, so I don't have to stamp that middle section. Tap, tap, tap. There. There. Just for fun. You don't have to do any of the stamping if you do not wish. And before I put, well, I can put the Seaside Spray away, but before I put anything else, well, before I start gluing things together, I feel like this is going very quickly. We're almost finished. I'm going to add the sentiment. Oh, yes. Or do we want this one? They both fit. Sending well wishes your way, definitely. Oh, look at that, I've never used it, so most definitely have to use that. And it just does fit on there. And because I want it to stand out a bit, I'm going to use Misty Moonlight, which is one of the new absolutely gorgeous. Sending well wishes your way. Beautiful. I want it to be darker, but I didn't want to be black kind of dark. So that has the perfect balance in my opinion. And now we can just glue together the last little bits and we're done. Super quick and easy. Last week was super long. So like I said, that's going to sit right there. And I like how the little sprigs go towards into the inside of the card too, because when you rotate it, you can see them there. Right here. So I'm going to use tear and tape again, just because it's a nice strong adhesive. No, I'll add the tear and tape to both sides, but I'm only going to remove one side. So I'm going to rub that down and lift. Now, open that up nice and flat. Make sure that that edge is lined up with the card edge and press. Got a bit of sticky bit there where we don't want it. So line up one and then take the backing off the other side. And these cards do lay flat in the envelope, so I'm going to lay this side flat and then press this one down all the way, and that will line up. And there we go. We have the bridge card. Thank you, Margaret. So it can stand up on its own without that, or it becomes a bit like an easel with our little card back, which we still need to add that, which has been decorated. I think we need to add a little bit more pizzazz to this card. What do we think? I think some sparkle is needed. So that's the card insert. And shall we add some sequins? What do we think? Give me a love heart if you want to see some sequins added to this card. Thank you, Margaret and Elizabeth. Just waiting for the video to catch up. I saw one love heart. I see many coming from Tanya. Elizabeth says yes. And I have the perfect sequins to add. These are the woven threads sequin assortment, and they have balmy blue, not balmy blue, why do I keep calling that? They have some, what's it called, seaside spray. So I'm going to add the glue where I would like them first. So I'm adding some glue to these big dandelions, and then some right there. You love those sequins, Tanya? They are pretty. Now the question is, do we want the light blue ones or do we want the whitish ones? I should just take your pig tool. Oh, come on. So I've got one of the whiter sequins there. And I've picked up one of the balmy blue ones. So the balmy blue one does blend in quite a bit. So give me a thumbs up if you think I should use the white ones, or a love heart if you think I should use the balmy blue one. I'm just going to zoom that down so that you have a better, ooh, about even. So again, thumbs up for the white and love hearts for the balmy blue. Love heart, thumb. Ooh, it's even. Love heart. Thumb, 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 thumb. Tanya, didn't you vote love hearts first? You're just being cheeky. Okay, the thumbs have now got it. Yeah. So I'm going to use my wonderful Take Your Pick tool and adhere those down. So by letting the glue sit a little bit, it makes it a lot easier to stick these down. And normally I would even let the glue sit for a bit longer, but it's working quite well. No thumbs all the way, it must have been mistaken then, Tanya. Whoop. There's 3 there. And when the card is flat, these won't be attacked. If I flatten it this way, they could come off. Whoops, I'm using the wrong end. Just adding that little bit of extra sparkle. Yep. And the other thing that you can use, if those pesky things, these are glue dots that come with kits every so often, and I don't use them in the kit unless I'm attaching sequins, and I use my regular glue and keep those for sequins. So hey presto, bing bang boom. The regular glue dots are, even though they're called mini, they're not that mini. They're quite big in comparison. So there we have it. And just to show you that when this is flat, it still fits into our regular envelope. So, oh, I've just, there, stay. I've created the size so that it still fits in the envelope perfectly, and the dimensions that I gave with the inches with letter size cardstock also will fit your standard envelopes. I don't know what they're called, but they will fit. Thank you, Elizabeth. So that's that for today. Got some glue. So that's our portrait bridge card. And next week I will share one last variation on the bridge card. We will create a bridge card with a bit of a more depth scene to it. Haven't decided what stamp set yet. So if you have, it's very easy. Last week's video was very long, only simply because we spend a lot of time stamping all our elements and then die cutting. And I wanted to show this week that it doesn't have to be as time consuming as last week, because you can make it very simple and it still works out beautifully, particularly when you use designer series paper. It just really gives oomph to the card and makes it super easy. So there we go. So that is bridge card in portrait for tonight for Fantastic Fun Folds. I am really enjoying this series, and I hope you are learning a lot from it and being inspired to be creative. If you'd like, pop in a nomination for someone to receive this card in the mail on your behalf. I'll send it. As long as they're in Australia, you can nominate anyone. You don't have to mention them online. You can just say, I'd like to nominate a friend. If you liked any of the products that I've shown today, you can order them and use my current host code to receive a free little gift. This month it's adhesive backed sequins, which are in snowflakes. I almost used them tonight, but these ones are perfect. Irene, you know, you've joined in right as I'm about to say goodbye. So you'll have to watch the replay, but thank you so much for spending time with me tonight. Hope you are all well, and stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Come on, finish.